You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, huh? Laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. Get addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, think you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clock it. They don't wanna miss a second of this HD content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation. Bring it to the table, but if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back and tell you sorry. Try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey everybody, what's up? Come on in, come on in. It's your girl Tanya back with another The Hood Table review. And this show, you guys know, normally I do go live to do the review with our girl Champagne, but she might be with us. She might not, but I'm pretty sure she's probably watching, but she's a little tied up right now, but she might be able to join us in a bit. But we're going to get into this review anyway. And this last episode was like, we keep getting these jaw droppers, right? Like after last episode, I didn't think it could get any better. With Teak, taking him own self out of here. That part was, I told y'all last week, that part had me in tears. I was so in tears because I just knew that Little Murder was going to be able to, talk him out of doing what he did, or try to talk him into, seeing more out of his life or seeing a possibility of happiness or something like that. So yeah, last episode, which was 2 weeks ago, by the way, I was really kind of emotional about that part with T when he had took himself up out of here. And then last week I was like, what the hell happened? I was looking for the preview. I checked my DVR, I checked the internet. I was like, dang, what had happened? My DVR didn't record, but then I saw that there was like a little 1 week hiatus or whatnot. I don't know why. I didn't even try to find out, but yeah. So this week was episode 7, and it was called Jackson. And before I watched it, I was trying to figure out, why would it be called Jackson? Oh, it must be somebody in somebody's past life that's just gonna come into the present. Right now their name is Jackson, or something like that. But we actually get to see that basically the title was referring to a place where Terica could have possibly went to have an abortion. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about that episode, because when she came home on the last episode, when I came home, but to her mama house, when she came home to her mama house, to Sadie's house, she was crying. She showed her the test. It said positive. You are pregnant, okay? And she actually was really scared. She acted like she was really scared. She was really crying. But then this episode, it was certain points where she seemed like, I ain't give a damn. Like she was all happy and run around and let's go here. Let's go get some ice cream. Let's go this. Let's go that. And her mom, Mercedes, was like, hold up. You pregnant. What you gonna do, girl? What you gonna do? Is you gonna keep it? Is you gonna get rid of it? Is you gonna adopt it away? Like what you gonna do with it? So all in this scene, it was like in a matter of one day, in a matter of a couple of hours, her mother Mercedes basically didn't give her the chance to linger on with this thought, because even though Mercedes' mom wasn't the mother of the year or anything like that, she still didn't want her daughter to feel like she forced her to do anything. Like Mercedes' mom forced her to have a baby. She didn't get her the choice. She didn't give her the opportunity. She didn't take her to an abortion clinic to get no advice. She didn't take her to no hospital to get no advice. She just told her, you're going to have this baby. And then after you have that baby's going to go stay with them, which is her dad and them. So, well, not her dad, but her baby daddy, which was some old man. But anyway, and we see the stepmama. She's never been happy about the whole situation at all, and she's in this situation right now where she's an alcoholic. She's not working. Ain't no food in the house. Terry out there driving around drunk. She's pregnant. She's knocked up. So basically, ain't nobody out there watching over her, tending to her needs, giving her any direction anyway. So why not, Mercedes, take your daughter back into your arms, bring her to your house, bring her to your crib, which I'm really glad that she decided to do, because her daughter, she hasn't been happy. And that's one thing her daughter has mentioned several times since the beginning of the show. She was like, okay, I get it. Grandmama didn't give you no choice. She forced you to do this. She forced you to make me go stay with them. But you have been grown for a long time. You up here trying to get this club, trying to get this gym, trying to prove that you ain't no hoe, trying to prove that you can do more than be a stripper and all that kind of stuff. But we know our children, they don't require all that. They don't require all that. They just want us to love them and care for them and nurture them and protect them. Shoot, her daughter don't care about no gym. Shoot, that Mercedes could be out there teaching her club or her dancers or whatever at a gym, at the YMCA, outside at the park, inside of a private gym. She don't give a damn. She just wants to be with someone who really, really wants to be with her or wants her in their life. And it's obvious that her stepmama, she ain't in that mind space. She's not in that mind space. So I know I can foresee that it's gonna be some drama. It's gonna be some drama because the stepmama, she right now she broke as hell. So let's see. A lot of times and if you grew up in the hood, you probably know this to be very true. A lot of times girls get pregnant in the hood, and a lot of times they mamas don't want them to have abortion. Why? Because they get money from that girl, that child being pregnant. They gonna get some food stamps, they gonna get some wig, they gonna get a check. Once the baby come, the check usually goes into the hand of the parent when the child is underage. So if they already on the struggle, then that could be like something positive in the household. Forget that it's a whole baby that's coming that you're gonna have to take care till they 18, and then still, you know how it is, 18, 19, 20, 30, whatever. We parents always gonna be parents. So I don't know. Let me know how y'all think that the stepmom is going to feel about that, because as of right now, she still doesn't know. She still doesn't know that she's pregnant. She has no idea that she's pregnant. So I don't know how they're gonna break this to her. Because Mercedes did ask her, what color you want your room to be. You coming back home, and she's welcoming back home, but still yet. Even if she does stay with Mercedes, her daughter, whew, child, she's a lot, honey. She is a whole lot. Like, she is a whole lot to deal with. Mercedes done hit her how many times that I can remember? Did she only hit her once? And then did you catch that? When her daughter said, you know what? When my child grows up, when I have a daughter and she's older, I promise I'll never slap my daughter. And Mercedes said, yeah, I said the same thing. You saw what happens, and that I can say. I done heard parents say before, they would get whoopings when they was a child, and they would say, when my children grow up, I'm not going to put my hands on my children. I'm not going to whip my children, because that's what they used to do to us as slaves, and that's what white people did to us, and that ain't what we supposed to do to your day. Kids grow up talking bad, getting smart, skipping school, don't want to do church. You know how coming home when they think they want to come home, and they end up getting their butt whooped. So you can say what you want, ain't gonna do to your child as far as discipline. I'm gonna just put him in the corner, make him stand there with his knee up and his hand on his nose for 30 minutes. Yeah, let me know how that works. Let me know how that works. But yeah, every child is different. Every parent is different. I feel like this, as long as you're not abusing abusing your children, because there's a difference between spanking them. Mm, there's a difference. There's a difference. But yeah, so I don't know. Again, let me know how you feel about that, because I done seen blogs where some people are saying they can't believe that people are I don't know, they just say necessarily say promote. They didn't necessarily say promote, but they did say something like, I can't believe there are some people who are in favor of kids who are just young, just girls who are really, really young, having babies. And it was like a little going back and forth, like, why do you think that she should let her have a baby? Why do you think that, especially because she's really young, like she's 15, right? I think she's all of 15. So, I mean, I'm not promoting teenage pregnancy or nothing like that. Hell, I wasn't a teenager when I first got pregnant. I was in my early 20s when I first got pregnant. But still, I'm glad that she let her make her choice. She let her make her choice, because then by her letting her make her own choice, she cannot say, she cannot blame nothing on nobody. She can't blame her mama, like Mercedes. She's done it over and over. How many times has Mercedes blamed her life on her mama? She cannot, her daughter cannot blame nobody for the way her life ends up but herself. Okay, so but yeah, some people are just saying it's crazy how people normalize teenage pregnancy, because some people think it's cute or something like that. But yeah, I don't think people are like normalizing teenage pregnancy. I think they just like, okay, kids should have a choice. I mean, I don't know how y'all feel about that, because some people feel like if my daughter get pregnant, we taking her down there, we gonna get it taken care of. But as you can see these days, sure, you be lucky if you can get that done in your state. Sure, there's people right now that gotta drive out of state because of them overturning that. Right? So it's people right now gotta drive out of state or keep a baby that they don't want, even if they didn't agree to making that baby, if y'all know what I mean. So, everybody has their own opinions. But anyway, yes, let me know how y'all feel about that. Oh wow. Uncle Cliff. Uncle Cliff. Now I'm telling you, I had to rewind it. I had to rewind it several times when he was a little boy. He didn't look like he was no more than 2 or 3. And they was calling him Uncle Clifford. And I'm like, why the hell was they calling this boy Uncle Clifford at 2 or 3? And I kept rewinding. And I said, no, maybe they called him something else. But I kept rewinding it, and then I put the subtitles on or the caption on, and they said Uncle Clifford or Uncle Cliff. So then the scene where him and Little Murder, because Little Murder been staying there, a few days since, Teak, took himself out of here. And Little Murder, I guess, he don't want to go home. He wants to be around somebody that he knows care for him, somebody that's supportive of his feelings, of his needs. So he was still at Cliff's house, Uncle Clifford's. And while they was looking at clothes and things like that, he was like going through all these old gear, old clothes, like from the years of some of the clothes that he was pulling out, the throwbacks and stuff. You could tell that Uncle Clifford has been how he is for a very, very long time. And then when Little Murder was like, what are you? He didn't mean it disrespectful, but I think Uncle Clifford did take it kind of disrespectful, because that's how people used to be treated back in the day. Like, what are you? What the hell are you? Like, it's one thing to be gay, it's one thing to be lesbian, it's one thing to be straight, it's one thing to be bi. But when men started dressing up as women and calling themselves a woman, or wanting to be referred to as a woman back in the day. That's one of the things they used to do. Like, what are you? Call them all kind of derogative names and stuff like that. Like, but he did say, well, what are you? And at that time, I was like, what are you, Lil Murder? I was like, what are you, Lil Murder? Because people been speculating from day one. Like at the beginning of season one, even going into season two, I was telling people that Uncle Clifford was not his first one. And people watch my show, even my co-host was like, nah, that's his first one. Uncle Clifford's his whole first one. He's bi, he likes women too. Da, 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 da. We ain't seen him with no woman yet. And people was like, well, what about when Mississippi kissed him? That was fake. That was for social media. That was for their fans. They trying to make them seem as if they are actually a couple. So we got to throw that out the picture. That kiss and everything, the hugs and all that, the dancing and all that, that's just for social media, business purposes. Okay, it's a business plan, business. But Uncle Clifford threw it back at him like, "What are you?" And I was like, what are you, Lil Murder? Child. People, it's crazy because we keep talking about how people enjoy the show from the beginning, but then every time something very gay, I don't know what to call it, very gay, super gay, or whatever, happens, people like they got something negative to say. Like, okay, Teak and Lil Murder, when that happened, and I had said that is Uncle Clifford is not the first person he done been with. And so when that happened, I was like, ding, 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 we got a winner. Yep, I said it. And I was right. He ain't no telling how many dudes he done messed with. I mean, even this episode when he was talking to Uncle Clifford, he was like, you know what? I am who the world doesn't want me to be. And he was talking about some of the people that he hung around who were also like him. So it wasn't like this just happened, or he messed with girls and then every now and then he messed with guys. I think he's really gay. But people don't want to see that. They just want to see him like a females or whatever. And then him. They seem to like they seem to like the Uncle Clifford relationship between the two. But when it goes outside of that box, they don't want to see Lil Murder messing with nobody else. What did he call him this episode? Uncle Murder. Uncle Clifford called him Little Homicide. Oh, that was too funny. That tickled the hell out of me. But yeah, they both were looking at each other like, okay, Uncle Clifford is like, I am Uncle Clifford. I'm not taking no title. I'm not saying I'm gay. I'm not saying I'm, straight, bi. I'm not saying I'm a woman. He likes the female terms, obviously, because we did see Little Murder correct them when they called him a sir. When they had to call the ambulance. I'm from the hood, ambulance. But when they had to call the ambulance to and they one of them referred to Uncle Clifford as Mr. or Sir or something. And you saw how quick Lil Murder stepped up. He was like, it's ma'am. It's ma'am. Okay. So yeah, Little Murder. I think both of them two are in love with each other. I really do think both of them two are in love with each other. Suffice what other people are saying about how Little Murder really feels about Cliff. Like I don't know. People are trying to make it seem like this is just something to do. No, I think this. I don't even think like. I don't think he's bi at all. Again, I think he's very gay or just gay, whatever you want to call it. He likes men, he likes dudes or whatever. And that's all cool in my book. I'm enjoying the storylines. I'm totally enjoying the storylines. And pretty soon, I don't know if it's going to be this season. I hope it does. But pretty soon, we are going to see where it all started. where it all started. I think they're going to take us down memory lane. Like they done took us down memory lane with several people like Mercedes, and I'm gonna get back to her in a second. But they done took us down the storyline with Mercedes, with Mississippi, with a few people in this show. But I really hope they take us back in time to when Little Murder was Little Murder, and when Uncle Cliff was Little Uncle Cliff, because they showed us that they gave us like a sneak tease or a sneak peek of a throwback of Uncle Clifford when he was like 2 or 3 years old, and they was carrying him around calling him Uncle Clifford. Child, I was cracking up. I was like, so he has really, like he told Lil Murda, he been carrying around purses. That purse that him and Lil Murda was talking about. When Lil Murda seen that purse and seen, how old it was and everything, Lil Cliff was like, I got my first purse when I was like 3 years old. What's up, Vibrant Low? How you doing, love? He was like, I got my first purse when I was 3 years old. So 3 years old as a boy. And I didn't heard gay guys say this before, like they always known they been gay. Since they came out the poo-poo, they always known they been gay. When they was one, when they was two, when they was three, they knew they were gay. They like to wear girl clothes. They like to play in their mother's shoes. They like to play with dolls. They like to play, and we all know that doll playing is not just for boys. Now for girls, back in the day, yeah, it was like, okay, your son playing with girls, you better find out something. Better tell me something. But these days, I'm sure there still are families like that. Like if they see their son playing with dolls, uh it's a wrap. It's a wrap. We're gonna get him exercise. We're gonna get him taken to some place where they can knock the gay out of him or beat the gay out of him, or Speaking of that, I'm gonna have to tomorrow night. I'm gonna have to do a review on episode of Flowers in the Attic, the origin, because that last episode that I just watched, the Flowers in the Attic, with the gay son, oh my God. I am so looking forward to episode 4 and Flowers of the Attic. But I'm gonna come back tomorrow night and we're gonna review Flowers in the Attic. For y'all who are Flower in the Attic fans of the mini series that came on Lifetime, or was it Lifetime years ago? And the book, the movie, whatnot. They do have a new mini series on right now, a Lifetime. It's on episode 3 right now, and it's called Flowers in the Attic: The Origin, because it's showing you everything that led up to the grandma being so mean and evil and locking, her grandkids in the or her great grandkids, or is it great grandkids or grandkids in the attic, and so yeah, but anyway, that's really, really good. That's really good, y'all. So if you fans of Flowers in the Attic, the original, the very old Flowers in the Attic, you have to watch this new miniseries on Lifetime. And again, they're only on episode 3 right now. So yep. But okay, so back to the show, back to the Pank, back to P Valley. Mercedes. Back to Mercedes. Her mother, man. Mm, 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 mm. You know, people remember the scene when her and her mother got in a fight when she found out her mother took that gym from underneath her. When she found out that money that her mother, that she loaned her mother or whatever, she went and bought the gym that Mercedes wanted or something like that. And they fought and they both went to jail. And a lot of people were like, well, would you fight your mama? Would you hit your mama? Would you do that? That's what people was asking on the blogs. They was asking that on our show. And I was like, well, it just depends on what kind of relationship you have with your mama. Because in certain situations, if my mama had done certain things to me, like maybe let men do things to me, or abuse me, or just certain things that you're not supposed to do to kids. Hell yeah, I put the smack down on her ass. What? Anyway, we ain't got no choice who our parents is. We ain't got no choice who our bloodline is, or where our ancestors. We ain't got no choice in all that. But I do have a choice how you gonna treat me. So yeah, we see more and more clearly why Mercedes and her mother do not get along. Not just because she made her have that baby and made her give her baby away to her stepmom and allow them to raise him and everything, because Mercedes was real young when she got pregnant. But we see that her mother was really an evil person. Like, you see the way that they were showing her mother looking, like looking just all evil and sinister, like she'll do anything to get anything. And that's exactly how she still is. Like, she literally took her daughter's gym from underneath her. So when they showed that scene, when they was at, I want to call it the IHOP, but I know it ain't the IHOP. Speaking of the IHOP, VS might be back soon. That's what I heard. That's the rumors on the B Sector streets on YouTube. Speaking of the IHOP, VS of TSCC might be back soon. And I am looking forward to that, because boy, that's gonna be some commentary for your arse, for your ass. Anyway, so when they showed her, uh it was crazy, because 1 second I'm thinking her mother is pimping her ass out. Her mother is forcing her to have sex. So I'm thinking in my head, you forcing her to do this. She ends up pregnant. You force her to have a baby. You force her to give away the baby, and da 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 da. But just that quickly, after her mama told her, go over there and do what you do best, because I'm short on money. I can't afford to pay for our meal. And there's this man over there who's already eyeballing her. And so her mama's like, why don't you go over there and do what you do best so we can get a free meal? And then just that quickly, her daughter Mercedes said, Mama, I don't need to. I already got money. And she pulled out her little pocketbook, and her mama saw that condom in her pocketbook. She commenced to whooping her ass. Didn't nobody come to Mercedes' rescue. Didn't nobody say stop. Didn't nobody say call the police. Her mama beat the brakes off of her ass in that damn restaurant when she saw that condom in her pocketbook. So yeah, that along with other things, because it does seem like from there or before that, her mother was using her to her advantage. Using her, it's like she didn't want her to have sex, but she wanted to maybe have Mercedes give dudes the idea that there's a possibility of getting with her young self. Making men so they could give her money or pay for their meals or do other. Ain't no telling what all her mama was having Mercedes do. And I'm pretty sure that they're gonna give us some more background or flashbacks into Mercedes' life, when she was younger and everything. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Clifford's grandma, that was really sad this season. It seemed like she just went downhill like really fast, and I guess because of the Rona, it made it worse, because she was already kind of like, hold on 1 second. Okay, my bad. I had to say something to somebody. But yeah, so where was I at? Oh yeah, his grandma. That was really sad to see her being really, really sick. I don't know if she's gonna make it. I don't know if she's gonna uh it's obvious that she's really sick, and this is just bring back flashbacks of when the Rona first came out, how they said people who already have like illnesses or sicknesses, borderline symptoms or whatever, how the Rona, when it hits them hard, they literally, most of them, a high percentage of them, didn't stand a chance. And that's why they kept praying and pleading and begging. And we saw the nurses, the doctors, the CNAs, just everybody online just saying, or on television, stay home, stay home, stay home, stay home. But yeah, this is going back into the Rona time, what we went through in the beginning. The TV shows is, up to that point. And you can see that it hit her really, really hard. And then like her eyes, her blindness, like I'm like, damn, did that happen overnight too? It just seemed like it just happened so fast, where her health is just spiraling out of control. She waking up in the middle of the night. She's going down to the Mississippi riverbank. She about to jump in the river, child, and be floating on way to see her daughter up in heaven or wherever at the end of the Mississippi River. But Uncle Clifford's like, no, grandma, no, grandmama, it ain't time yet. It ain't time yet. He's still trying to keep her around there. So thank God that him and Little Murder was able to find her real quickly and, bring her back to the crib so that they could have the peoples, the ambulance. Don't judge me, y'all, because I say it that way. Don't judge me because I say ambulance. But yeah, they're gonna have the ambulance. I'm just checking our Facebook, making sure I'm not missing no comments because people be leaving comments on our videos, on our posts on Facebook, and I'll never see them till after we're done. So okay. But yeah, so I don't know if she's gonna make it or not, or if she's gonna succumb to her health, and they gonna be having a homegoing for her soon. So I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all feel about that. Now, let's talk about Autumn. Autumn ain't all bad, is she? She ain't all bad. I mean, she do feel like, okay, I saved the paint. I owe this percentage of the paint. I'm trying to really get a good investment, a good return on this club. It don't mean nothing to her as far as history. Like Clifford, when they was Uncle Cliff, when they was showing the scenes, the flashbacks of his grandma up there singing her heart out, all the stories he was telling about his grandpa, his uncle, and things that happened in there. She has no history. That club don't mean shit to her. But one side, she just seems like an old, mean ass chick. And then on the other side is like, she ain't all bad, is she? She ain't all bad. Like, she really is trying to help Mississippi. But Mississippi, I don't care how many people could come and try to help Mississippi. I mean, Diamond, we saw Diamond. He was fighting. They was fighting. They was scrapping and everything. So there's been times where people have tried to intervene, try to help her leave. Talk her into leaving, give her hope that she can leave. I don't know if Autumn is the answer. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about Autumn. Is she the answer? And then a lot of people is trying to speculate what was inside that bag that she gave her. Like when she seen them at the store and she saw Mississippi, her eye, she had a big old bruise on her head, her lip, her cheek. Mississippi is always beat up, right? This white man, child, ain't no way in hell no white man gonna be beating on me the way they used to beat on my ancestors. That ain't even what. If anything, I'm gonna be beating on his ass. That's for my grandma. That's for my great grandma. That's for my great uncle. Child, I don't know. Mississippi, ooh, child. She even had a gun from Autumn, and she couldn't use the gun. I guess she was, I don't know. She ain't strong enough yet. She ain't strong enough to defend herself yet. So the phone. That was what was in the bag. It was a throwaway phone, a burner phone, something like that. I'm surprised that her dude hasn't found the gun. I don't know what happened to the gun because when she was going to use it on her boyfriend Derek, she backed out and she stuffed it under the couch. Now I'm praying that the kids don't get to it. I'm praying that Derek doesn't find it. But right now, I don't know what she did with the damn gun because she didn't give it back to Autumn. So now Autumn, after she sees her all beat up and everything, she pays a surprise visit to the house. She lied to Derek saying, she after seeing them earlier, she decided to buy a little gift, for their child. And so then, in the bedroom, or I think it was in the baby's bedroom? She gave her the bag. Adam gave him the bag, and when she looked inside, it was a phone. Now, some people's like, what was that? What was that? Did they give her a card? I'm like, y'all didn't see that phone in there? That was one of those old school throwaway, the straight up and down phone And that's what she gave her. So in hopes that when little Mississippi finally has had enough, that she will reach out to someone. She will reach out to someone to help her get away. Just I mean, even the last episode we saw when she was when Derek had left and the car was still there and she had packed up her kids. She was running to the car. She put them in the car. They was about to leave and take off. Then come to find out the car wouldn't start. She opened up the hood or the trunk of the car, wherever the battery was, and realized the battery was missing. Instead of flagging somebody down, calling a cab, calling a jitney, calling an Uber, calling one of the boys or the girls from the club, calling Little Murder now, Diamond, anybody, Wody, anybody. She ain't call nobody. She just went back in the house, took her kids in the house. So I don't know if Autumn is the answer. If little Mississippi will ever use that cell phone or that throwaway phone to call Autumn or to call anybody for that matter. But I really hope she come to her senses because Derek, he be fucking her up. I mean, he just don't be slapping her. He be beating her like the way Mercedes mama was beating her down at the restaurant. Shh. Man, Derek be whooping off in Keyshawn, aka Mississippi. He be tearing her new, and then he be acting like he ain't did nothing. That's the creepy part. He be acting like he ain't did nothing. Like she was in the when she was in the store and she saw Autumn at the end of the lane, and she tried to sneak away to talk to Autumn. She told Derek she said, I need to get some more makeup for she was like, she didn't even have to say it. She was just like for and he's like, oh, okay. We'll meet you at the register. He's like, okay, all right. Go get your makeup to hide those bruises from when I whooped your ass. Okay. I'm like, he be acting like it ain't nothing. Like it ain't nothing. So yeah, she needs to get away from him because he is way too comfortable whooping her ass. Way too comfortable. As if nothing will ever happen to him. She'll never try to hurt him or get somebody else to hurt him or get somebody to put him in jail. He's way too comfortable. Way too comfortable. And I'm telling you the truth. I would, boy, if I was her and I was really ready to go, I would call all my homies, all my friends, the homeboys, homegirls. I would have them all come with me to the house, help me grab my shit, and take my kids, and we out of there. We out of there. That's what I would do. That's what I do. But we shall see. We shall see what happened to Mississippi. I really like me some Mississippi. I just hate when women just feel like they ain't got no choice. Like they just gotta put up with that abuse, the beatings. I mean, little Mississippi, yeah, she a stripper, and Derek is in love with a stripper. But she makes her own money. She makes good money. She been taking care of that man ever since his family basically disowned him. When they realized that he had got with some black chick, they having babies and all that. Oh shit, hell no. They ain't taking care of him. They ain't helping him out. None of that shit. Shoot, they got a regular ass car. They got an okay place to live. But she's the one who been carrying the weight, been bringing home the bacon for a long time. So she don't need his ass. She don't need his ass. And I hope that she finally wakes up to realize that she don't need his ass. She don't need his white ass. No, that part. But anyway, y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. About Lil Mississippi and Derek. What else? Did anything else happen of importance this week? Let's see. We hit on Autumn, Mississippi, the murder. Of course, we talked about that. Oh, you know what? I saw something earlier that just tickled the hell out of me. It just they said, okay. Okay, so the little murder scene. I'm gonna talk about this. Then I'll be off of here, y'all. But it just tickled the hell out of me. That scene after Little Murder and Uncle Clifford has sex, and you see Little Murder laying on his back, and Uncle Clifford is like, he got his big ass legs sprawled across Little Murder, his arms laying on his chest. I mean, Uncle Clifford's head compared to Little Murder's head, Uncle Clifford's head is like this big. Little Murder, I mean, they body size like Little Murder. Just, I mean, Little Cliff. They was like, if that man don't get his big ass off of Little Murder. Child, that shit was so funny. I was like, because I was thinking it in my head. I was thinking in my head, like, damn, like when Lil Murder said, he said, I want you to fill me up. I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure he did. Lil Murder was looking scared there for a second. Lil Murder was looking scared there for a second. Now, what I don't know, or what I'm not sure about, is if Little Murder has been the bottom in the past. Some guys are versatile. They can be tops, they can be bottoms. Or was this the first time? Because we already know that Uncle Clifford ain't the first man he'd have slept with. But what I don't know is if this is the first time Little Murder has been a bottom. And I mean, this big ass Uncle Cliff compared to Little, oh my God. The scene was kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie, the scene was kind of funny because I'm like, damn, that nigga Uncle Cliff is big. I like sometimes Uncle Cliff don't look big when he got on his cute clothes, his dresses, his stockings, his heels. Sometimes he don't look all that big, but when they was laying down in the bed side by side, child. I'm like, ooh, Little Murder, are you okay? Are you okay? Did he use enough lube? Because that nigga, Uncle Cliff, that's a big nigga. That's a big nigga. But anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Anyway, you guys, thanks for tuning in to my review of or recap review. I don't know what it was today, but thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit the like button. Thank you. And also, if you want to be if you want to donate to the platform, you see the Cash App running across the screen. $ the hood table 402, and make sure you put duh is DA, not THE, DA hood table 402. And on that note, stay safe. Oh yeah, tomorrow night we'll be reviewing Flowers in the Attic episode 3 of the new spinoff, the new original miniseries, the prequel. We'll be reviewing episode 3 of that tomorrow night. So on that note, stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. Bye. Love you guys.